Hello, hello. I just wanted to come on and show you that this is what we did tonight in our YouTube class and wanted to share the fun of learning so many different things. And when we're painting one stroke, we have ideas of how to do the backgrounds and how to do the holly and how to do churches. And this is like step by step by step, and so it makes it really easy for a newbie. If you've ever want to learn how to paint, I'm telling you that I'm showing you fun ways to learn how to paint right here on YouTube. This is Donna Dewberry with one stroke painting, and I'm thrilled to share with you how easy it is to create something that you never thought you could create before. How's that sound? I also am going to finish painting now that I chose to watch tonight. Well, I'm glad you did too, Cheryl. That's awesome. So I've got some silver in here now, and we were going to put some champagne metallic in here. But I was telling everybody if we go to the craft store and pick up that fine silver glitter, and this is silver metallic. But if we put some while the paint's dry, if everything else is dry, but just those are wet, and all the little dangles, that's from my stencil that says beads and lace. Okay. And there's all kinds of dripping ones. But if you take and wet just all the silver and then you use the powder silver and then you pound it off and use your blow dryer to get it off, if nothing else is wet, it will give this really textured silver on there, and it will really make it amazing. Okay. Thank you, Pamela. All right. So I just wanted to share with you this that we just got through painting. And then I'm coming back. Oh my goodness, I put my fingers all in it. All right. So I'm coming back to put this. We were working on this earlier tonight. So if you want to go to my first live today, and then watch that to paint this with me, and then you come back, and I was showing how to do the stenciling, and I have all kinds of stencils that are made to make your painting easier or just to give you fun little backgrounds to fill in things. And then I said, see, these are going to be more that I wanted to put on. So I told everybody I'd be back about 7-ish, but my class went over 15 minutes. So here I am. All right. So this is like different directions of doing this bud's going that way because of the center. And these are going different. This one's kind of headed up. But look, this one's sideways. It's all about how we paint it as we're going. Hello, Miss Donna Jansen. I'm you. All right. So I'm going to use a 3/4 inch flat. I did use some angle brushes, but in my set of brushes, I have a 3-piece set of angles, which are really nice. Any of that stuff that you want to see, if you just want to learn how to paint, real simple, real inexpensive, go look at bundles. When you go to onestroke.com and search bundles, I put special pricing and all there. My husband did for all you guys that are just starting out, or if you paint a lot, coming up with the holidays here for gifts, and you want to do, want a break, there's a break for you. Okay, so look at this. This is berry wine. For anybody who just came on and don't understand what we are, we're one stroke painting, and I'm Donna Dewberry, and we're using multi-surface paint by Plaid. This is Folk Art Multi-Surface. So the lid has glass, metal, wood to show you. I do wine glasses and greeting cards, lamps. I mean, you can paint on mirrors, all kinds of things. Okay. Hello, Miss Michelle. Michelle. Hey, Miss Carver. Oh, you love the church? I know we need to do the Carver barn. We got to try that next year. All right. Or the inside of the barn. But it's got that pretty quilt on the outside. Okay. So I just laid my brush on there. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back and forth. And then this is the floating medium we use instead of water. Okay. So we go straight into the floating medium and then we work it in. All right. So, all right. So I'm going to come here and I want you to see that I'm dipping the secondary color, but I'm coming back to the berry wine each time. So I can go in between these two colors, especially if you're in your double loader. The double loader makes magic because if you've never painted before or if you keep getting mud, and I teach you how not to get mud. You love the church? Thank you. Here's a double loader. Just want you to see. All right. It comes like this. There's a cap that goes here, but you put that clear medium here and see all these colors next to each other. You put the white and the berry wine next to each other, and the yellow ochre, the greens, and then you go in between them. I teach you all this on Practice Stroke. It's on YouTube. It's free. It's on the Donna Dewberry channel. There's Practice Strokes new every Friday. I add over 3 years of lessons on Practice Stroke. If you just say, what is one stroke? How do I do it? How do I use this double loader? How do I load it? And then, so this paint doesn't get wasted, because I got to throw this away after I'm through if I don't use it all. If you put it here, it saves you making mud as you're loading. It also saves you so you can come back next week or 3 days from now or later in the day. You take and you dampen the sponge, you lay it in here, you cover it up, and it keeps your paint. I've had somebody that said they've gone a month. I mean, I guess if you laid saran wrap across and then you closed it, you could go a month. But this is, where do you get this? On onestroke.com. That's my website, One Stroke spelled out, onestroke.com. And this is called a double loader. All right, now people get confused because look, this is a palette and this is a palette. So you want to say double loader. And so if you go to search, say double loader, you'll get this right there. This is magic, I'm telling you. All right, now then it will fit in here without the lid, or these foam plates go inside here. But the most sold tool for me is the double loader. The most sold brushes is the value pack of brushes. And the most sold brushes, the most used brushes, is if you, gives you everything like I've been talking to you about, is if you go to search on onestroke.com and click search bundles, and it'll show you all that. Show you tools and everything. Okay. All right. So let's get going. Now I want you to see, I want some white in here. I'm going to work it in. I'm going to have lots of paint, more than you think. I want you to go 1, 2, 3, and wet on wet as we come around here. I'm making it bigger. Okay. And it's supposed to look like a seashell there, like a scallop shell. Look at that. Now, guess where my eyes are looking? As I'm going around, my eyes are looking at the outside edge. All right. So that's what you want. You want to come out here. You might even feel like, I've got so much paint. How is that still dry? Because you might only need that yellow edge dipped into the medium. Just that yellow edge. Work it here, work it in, and then come back over here. And then that gives you a really smooth outside edge. All right. Now, the other place I was going to do this is right over here. All right, now see, if I'm not careful, I'm going to have mud right here. And the one taboo that people do that causes problems is to don't wash out your brush a lot. Just wipe it off on paper towel and pick up fresh paint. Got me the double loader and the palette last year for Christmas. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. That's nice. So when I help sometimes pull orders when I'm waiting on my husband, it's kind of fun to see what people like to order. So I may pull some, I'll go pull a few orders, and I'm like, over and over, this is what people are getting. They're getting the most used brushes, and they're getting that little set, Then they're getting, which is, let me see if I get this right, a fan brush, the 1059s, which has 10 brushes, the most used brushes, and this three-piece set of angle brushes. And so those are what I do online all the time. All right, so this is with one stroke. We don't use water to except to wash the brush or use with a script liner. The rest of the painting we use floating medium because water makes mud. And then we're using white because all of our colors, we want the darkest color, and then we add light to get it, okay? Oh my goodness, I love this flower painting. Oh, thank you. All right, so if anybody ever wants to buy any of the black canvases as I do the art canvases, just send me a message if you want to get it before we do an art sale over. All right, wicker white, I mean a white, this is titanium white. So we sell the 8-ounce white and 8-ounce floating me. I said, Mark, this is what they use the most. So what Mark did was he put it as a bundle, and it was already discounted. But if you buy it together, you get a better discount. So this is in my bundles. So there's paint bundles, brush bundles, tool bundles, just anything like that that I use a lot on my YouTube channel. Okay. So then this is what we're going to do. Oh, I just made a mess. See, I made a mess. I went over here and wiped it off because inside the brush isn't wrong. It's just what I put it in right now is. I'm going to go back here to my berry wine. And usually I do pull out the double loader, but just watch me another time. If you can go watch and see, I've used it many times. But I teach you, just hit double loader and search double loader on my free channel and the Donna Dewberry channel, and it'll show you how to load it, how each step of adding paint, how to load your brush. And every brush, I've taken every brush that are in a set and I load each one and show you what you would paint with it. Okay. All right. So now let's watch this as I'm building these flowers. Okay. Now this is really large. Okay. Because I wanted a bigger one. All right. I'm not going to do 2 layers, but see, that's there. That's turned down. Let's go this angle. All right. So I need to put a color in here that's going to show. See, that didn't show. Let me come down here. All right, watch. There we go. All right. From North Carolina, getting to watch while waiting on my cornbread to bake. Oh, thank you. I love it. That's why I said, how many people binge with one stroke when you got time off? We go in there and we binge Hallmark, and then people say, oh, we binge you, Donna. And so that's fun. But I'm telling you, that's how, if you wake up in the morning and people say they sit and they're having their coffee or whatever, and they want to quiet, I have to keep it quiet. So I have to watch without the sound on. And I love it when people you can read the words, but with painting, you can watch it so easily and not worry about that. But that's what people say. They just sit and watch. Okay. So see, this is wet on wet, which means as long as you're using this thick, creamy paint, lots of people think it's like oils. I said, it's user friendly. It's acrylic. It doesn't have smells. If you have allergies or you have people that have asthma problems and they've had to get away from oils, this is perfect for you. And it's not messy to clean up compared to the oils and other things I've used. All right. So, and with this one technique, I try to get you things from landscapes to, I by no means am I a watercolor artist, but I love that look. So what I do is I use floating medium and get looks that kind of feel like watercolor to me, and it makes me happy. All right. So see, I did all those layers. Now Now what I want to see how you can see the petals here. Now look what happens here. I'm going to come here and get a little bit of white. All right. And you can go back over this again so I can see it. Now watch. All right. I'm going to just pick up white here. And I'm going to come right here. I'm going to lean the white out, lean it out, and come across. Now, I am not pushing down. Here on these, I was pushing down. See the brush? It's halfway pressure. Now here, I'm up on the chisel. This is the chisel right here. I'm up on this. So I start right here where I started before. I lean the white, and then I come across. Okay? But I'm not putting pressure. Watch this. I'm going to come out here on the chisel. There we go. Got some more paint, even though look how much paint, and I'm still getting more paint because I want that tip of that brush to look good. Okay, so I'm coming across here. Let's get right in there. See how we get all that layering just by coming out here and sliding that. Okay, he's a little big. I could have, if you don't like it, you just restroke that center again. All right, so let's do this one up here. And I have, see, I have all of these going up kind of. So I'm going to make this one kind of maybe straight that way. So let's get berry wine, a little bit more berry wine. All right. I might just do it right here. Okay, now watch. This one's going to look a little bit more natural. Well, look what happens. You can come right here and put one here. Oops, see, you don't see that one, so I got to get more white. There. Now look what happens. This one's kind of a choppy. We chop, 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 and slide. Okay, let's get some more. Work it in. We can go along here. Chop, chop, and slide in there. I can come here again and do it again. All right, then I lean the light color out. Can you see the depth in there? Lean it out, and slide. Okay, and it looks good to come out here. So this is one stroke painting. And I always say you're one stroke away from becoming an artist. It's called one stroke painting. It's perfect just like that without adding anything else, you think? But I want to show you the difference of what happens. Now, what I use, oh, crud. I put my hand right in it. When you see this is neon purple. Okay, so that's the neon. Now, I picked up Prussian blue and put neon. And see, this one looks almost black. It doesn't look very, the purple's not in there very much. Now you can come back afterwards and just add neon. See, look how much that changed. Dang it. I touched my rose again on the edge there. All right, so what's going to happen is I can add a couple more just neon. Now this neon feels a little bit like a gel, but when it dries, oh my goodness, it changes your whole painting. So there's probably about 5 or 6 neons that you ought to just have with you at all times when you're painting, because when you're all done and you go, it just needs something. That's what I did with this. Look at everything else I painted, and then I popped in these purples. All right. So I want some large leaves, some medium leaves like we've done, And now I'm going to show you some small leaves. I just want to get some of this neon in here. Okay, so I did some of these which were Prussian and citrus. All right, so I am going to come in here with small. Let's say we have an 8 flat. And I use a lot of flats and a lot of angles, okay, guys? And what I'd like to show you is that the stencils, when I put the stencils, it's like when you're not sure where do I add leaves now, Donna? All right, I teach you design as we go, just as we're sharing. Do this, do that, and design-wise, you need a triangle of color. All right, so what happens here is, see these leaves? You could just do this gold in the background just for color and the filler. But then look, you can come right here and it shows you where the leaves would go, and you can stroke right over those. All right. I don't like that one. Let me go a little bit bigger. All right. So look at this. Let's see. Well, let me get these first. I like one in the middle. Okay. Thank you, Miss Kim. And 1, 2 on the sides. All right. And so then you pull a stem into them. And then you can come right out here and do another one. Sometimes I do 3s, and sometimes I just come in here and do a couple there, 1 there. And this is this stencil back here. Those are little hydrangeas. And then there's ferns. So see, even with that fern, I started showing them before I covered it, that it shows you right, so you don't have to draw a pattern. You stencil the pattern, see? And now I could just come in here and I can decide to leave them gold, or I can come right in here and add that little leaf to them. See this right here? There's another one. And they also have little leaves right here that are part of it. And you can make your whole hydrangea painted there. And then I do an all over pattern for a background, tone on tone, like just the gold and black, and then like this, and then you paint on it. But see, here's a leaf again. The whole leaf is there. You're just going to pick up citrus and thicket, and you're going to go right there and fill it in. And then you can still leave the hydrangea just gold, or you can add the leaves right on here. Okay, so there's a little bit of leafing, but let me show you that I'm going to come in here, and even a smaller brush than this, but this is small enough. All right, so I want you to see there's a screenshot right there where it's just like that. All right, now I thought it would be pretty to do slip slap background darker here, but it's already black. So I just want you to see, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, pull the stem. I like to go in, not out, Donna. Then I could come out here and add another couple. All right. All right. So what I do is I try to teach you as we're going what, thank you, Kim, what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So it makes sense to us who are just trying, like, but why do you do that? And then what's great is that you can come on and ask me why. Okay, so now you see how that, even though you're adding more, it still looks light. All right. So now look at it down here, and then look at it. Let me come out more. See how that just kind of finishes it off, and this still looks like it's got a lot of space. I want it to be airy coming that way, just like that. If you ever see me on my live and you see behind me is my big oversized painting. That is, you can, that is what I teach a lot of those oversized paintings. And people are like, oh, I could never do that. But in four, we do classes where we go step by step slowly and teach you how to make that happen right in your own home. That's the beauty of online these days. And you know, I decided I had to do something when COVID hit, and I was going crazy. A lot of us were. And I said, I need, and I couldn't believe how many people started painting because I can believe because they were like me. I need something. This is making me crazy. And see, I just think every little thing you don't want to do too much, but sometimes it's like it just needs something. What is it? So little leaves, adding little leaves really help. All right. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Make a point out here. Pull it back to my branch. See, there's just little delicate. You didn't think it could be better. Well, I was doing a model home, and I was doing the color room where you pick your samples for the house. And one day I was working on a chest of drawers that was inside the model home, painting on it, and I had already painted the walls. And I looked behind me, and the builder was standing back there, and he didn't know anything about me. The realtor had me, and he said, it was just like you said, okay, it's done. That's fine. Well, what happened is then I added the little leaves, and then I added some wisteria, and then I added curlicues, which I'm going to add next. And he goes, oh my goodness, lady. He said, I thought she's done and she needs to stop. And then he said, I can't believe that each thing you added didn't make it too much. It made it lighter looking, more delicate. So that's in somebody's eyes who doesn't know what he's looking at, but he shared with me. And the one I love is being at the Chicago trade show, and I would have crowds in the painting booth with Plaid, the paint company, and I'm sitting there all by myself, kind of out to the side, and my crowd left because I was changing paint and stuff. And all of a sudden, I was demoing again, and this gentleman, he looked like a composer with the wild gray hair to the sides all around, and he had a vest on, and he was a cute little guy. Anyway, he stood way back, and he said, I said, can I help you? And he said, you would make a magnificent violinist with that brush you just, and I can hear him saying that today. It was so fun. It's because it's like, do you ever feel that way when you're watching? Okay. That it just looks so smooth. That's what y'all tell me all the time. Okay, it's easy for you. All right. So now I could like put a few little one stroke flowers. Like, see, that's light, but let's see. Let's see. Let's do some white with a teeny bit of purple in the middle. Let's see what that looks like. Or it should have been blue in the middle, maybe. Let's see. And I'm going to add just a couple. Let's see what this looks like. So I can use a blue and purple. Why don't we do that? And we're just going to come right in here. You like those? And we just put a couple here and there. Now look what I'm doing now. All right, remember I told you I had to have a triangle color? Now, so I've got 1, 2, 3. I have to have that triangle, all right? So we're going to come right here. And they kind of overlap each other. See, I just come side load the white. A little bit more white. After I picked up the original color, I'm just picking up white. See, that even picked up wet green, but I just wipe it on the paper towel. We don't let anything dry. We just keep picking up. All right, so I can put another little one here to make that finish. Okay. Now that's a little bit. So look, it could be right here. But you see 1, 2, 3. And then I could do 1, 2, 3. But I'm just going to do one more. Okay, Kathy. You're welcome. All right, let's get white again. And I'm going to bring it up here, maybe. Oh, crud. Sorry. How did I get that? I've got berry wine instead. Okay. I've got too many pink colors over there. Okay. Right here. 1, 2. I just want a little bit. Oops, I'm getting close to that design. I need to come over here. And don't worry about, oh, that was a perfect leaf. I didn't want to cover that leaf. All right. So that you see how, because so many most asked question is, where do I put another leaf? Where do I put a flower? So we want that triangle. All right. So you could stop there. And then I'm going to do the curly cues, but I want to put citrus in the middle with a handle. And then I'm going to do curly cues, tendrils. And okay. And so here's the script liner. And the citrus green will show up really good on this black. And these, I use these a lot of times because it's already got a color and they're at Michael's and they're just a flat black. All right. All right. So look, now I'm going to take and make a circle. So I come in here and I made these brushes long and slender and they got a tip at the end. And what happens? See it? What happens is you have to have it inky. This the only time I use water is with this liner. Okay, so look, you practice with water and you do it on a table or just plastic and just do it. And you start with your little finger. But I teach you this whole how to use a liner if you go to practice strokes and you just look it up. Now, what I want to show you is if you don't think you can do that, which just practice, it's 3 big one way, reverse, and do 2 the other way. All right. But you could do this. You could come in here. Now watch this. You could come in here and just do a wiggle. All right. Just wiggle out from it instead of all that. But these take a little bit of practice. But literally at the painting conventions, women have said, told painters that have painted for years, have stood there and said it was worth I'm sorry, you didn't see that. It was worth the $800 I paid for my ticket and everything to come and learn that. So it's one of those things that's hard to do, and I thought was really fun. is I had my son and his soccer friends out at my warehouses when we're trying to load a big shipment. And they sit there with a script liner talking to each other, having a good time, and putting curly cues on all my pieces. I said, grown women would die to be able to do those. And they didn't know what they were doing. I just showed them one little thing and they worked on it. All right, so look at this. 1, 2, reverse 3. All right, so I'm up on my finger. This brush is straight up and down, and I'm practicing with my finger, and I slowly lower that brush till it touches, and then I want you to look up and just keep practicing. Even if you do it with water on a kitchen counter. I used to sit when I was on the phone. We were hooked, remember, on the phone, and hooked to the wall, and I would just practice just like that with water until it became easy. All right, so I'm going to sign. So isn't that fun? I always do heart wreaths, so I thought I'm going to do something different today. But see how that little bit of gold in there? You know, I could put a little, oh, well, there is a good balance of gold. So where is that green? Right there. All right. Thank you guys for watching. And please do me a favor. I come on to do these lives like we do YouTube lives. I mean, we do Facebook lives on my website, my group, 2 times a week, my daughter, Amanda. And sometimes I'm on there, but usually I'm here. And she says, shows you specials you can't get anywhere else, right there. And you can see where we are and what's going on. You can also see some of that on our website. What I was trying to tell you something, don't remember what I was telling you, but it is Donna Dewberry's official One Stroke group. And you have to answer a couple of questions, like it's private. So you have to just say where you saw me or how'd you find out or whatever. So we know you're real. Okay, guys. And we would love to have you join us and see what it's all about. All right. And I have art sales there sometimes too. Thumbs up. Yeah, when you give me thumbs up, it tells YouTube you like me being on. And go check out my YouTube channel, guys. You're on the YouTube channel, but I said go check. Wednesdays every week, I put something free that's new, and it's called Relax and Paint. And every Friday, I put a new lesson on learning to paint one stroke called Practice Strokes. And then we have our membership. So thank you for being on. I hope you have learned something. Hey, do you see my triangles of roses? Look at how many triangles of roses do you see? Look at it. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. Here's 5. Any more? So, and I do that automatically because I've done it so long. So think about that. It's something that's learned. Thank you, Romelda. Hello, hello. All right. Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. You like those colors? You like being on? I'm trying to be on lives. It's the end of the month, and I had to get some extra lives in. But it was nice having you guys to talk to. I appreciate it. And I hope y'all had a great holiday. And I will be on again next week. Oh, I want to show you. This is what I'm teaching Monday night. All right. For those who didn't see, I did the church today. And where is it? Oh, here. This is what I just finished tonight. Is this. This was kind of fun. This was my YouTube last class of the month. And then this is what Monday night starts the new December lessons. And I am creating this out of Dollar Tree projects, but there's the clear glass from Dollar Tree, and there's our poinsettia that I'm teaching. but I want you to see what I did. These are the plates from Dollar Tree, and I got gray. I love using these gray and a rusty reddish orange. But I want you to see that you can put it right there and see what color you can do these on. You can paint these on there straight on the plate. And I put them in easels, like I put them in front of plates inside my china cabinet when I want to change my mood, you know. So think about signing up. It's like $9.95 for the month, and you get four lessons during that month for $9.95. But the best part is one stroke advantage. Guess what your advantage is? Come watch me tomorrow on Monday night, guys that are my members. The advantage is while you're a member, you always get 20% off my website. And people tell me that they save the $9.95 so quickly. The other thing I just have to tell you is that if you use the Apple app to become a member, you're going to pay like $12.99 or something instead of $9.99. So if you want to spend less, I don't know, people have told me all kinds of crazy things. We didn't even know why it was happening. But if you want to get the lesser price, you go to youtube.com, not through the app, and you do Donna Dewberry, and then you just join. Okay. But I'll see you later, guys. Thank you for being on tonight. And I can teach you how to do a rose. I can teach you how to design your pieces, and I can teach you how to do leaves. If you've never thought you could ever paint in your whole entire life, but you would love to, you're one stroke away from becoming an artist. So come join me. Love you. Bye-bye.